What is up, my dudes? I am joined by Jordan and Seth. Happy Valentine's Day. I guess we call this a little Valentine's Day night, guys, hanging out with our pals, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, we have our forgive or forget. Some players that, we are either going to forgive what they did this past year or we're going to forget them, and we are not drafting them this draft season. Still a lot of NFL stuff that can come. Maybe talk a little bit of NFL news. First, we're going to throw it over to Seth, our, Seahawks fan here on the pod. Seth, how are we doing, pal? Super Bowl champs. Have you ordered your shirt, to get here in time for Valentine's Day yet?
Honestly, like the Nike championship shirts kind of suck. Like I don't want black and white. So I'm not going to be buying those. I think I'm going to wait to see if they come out with like a retro champion one. Cause I kind of like the retro stuff. I'll probably buy one of those, but honestly, I came into work the next day. Like, first of all, it should be a national holiday. I don't know why it's not. It's pretty stupid, in my opinion.
I didn't have work the next day. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. So, I'm talking about for everyone else, not for school. I'm saying that it should be a national holiday. Okay, like most people should have that day off. It's pretty stupid. But anyways, I came in, like on top of the world. Like my team won the Super Bowl. And I'm also happen to be a Dodgers fan, so I get to rub that in everyone's face as well. Especially where we live, there's a lot of like 49er and Giants fans, like they're the same people. And it's just really cool that like I just happen to like teams that they hate, and I just get to rub that in. So yeah, I'm on top of the world, like I probably won't have this feeling ever again. Maybe the Seahawks can make another run and go to the Super Bowl again next year, but it's super unlikely, that just doesn't happen. Last time that was for me was 10 years ago when I had this feeling, so yeah, it feels really good. I'm definitely going to buy some merch, but not any of the Nike ones. I don't want black and white Seahawks stuff. Like it's stupid, give me some normal Seahawks colors or, give me some retro stuff. I'll buy that.
I found like some pretty cool Dodgers back-to-back World Series championship merch on Instagram I don't know, actually.
Swap meet or what?
No, on Instagram. Like the swap meet might not have been bad either, but it like wasn't official, but it was like $20. I really like how it came out. I don't know. Like I didn't want a World Series championship shirt that said back-to-back with like an Ohtani and his number on the back. Like I didn't like what Fanatics had available for the World Series championship shirts. Like there's a lot of stuff on Instagram. There's stuff out there where you're like, guys are making stuff and it's maybe not official, but I think it almost looks better. And it's sometimes like half price. But I didn't look at the Nike stuff. So like there's probably some stuff. I was having trouble finding stuff that said like back-to-back. I also waited really long because I wanted to get a little bit cheaper. But Seth, happy for you, as the lone Hawks fan here on the pod. I just thought we should throw it over there to you. So we do have a little Seth, like how was the food at your party, Seth? Like I felt like this Super Bowl was really hard to kind of get into. Like it was kind of slow, definitely like defensive game one-sided, but I didn't like everyone I've kind of talked to has been like, it kind of just was there. Like it never was like too exciting. What do we got here from Luke, Seth?
Trent, just don't play. Don't play.
Sorry,
just take it off the screen.
Sorry.
Luke, none of us want that. We don't want the pass, so we don't need it. I don't know. Never mind.
Yikes.
Yeah, definitely don't want the pass. But what is it?
But we will take the subscription, Luke. We will take a sub from you.
You're talking about the game.
Yeah, food.
My food was pretty good. Like some typical stuff. I mean, it wasn't the biggest party I went to, so it wasn't like it didn't have like all the glitz and glamour. But honestly, like I think I got up off the couch twice to use the bathroom, or to get a new drink, or to go get food. So like,
Seth, why'd you ghost us? Trent said that you were coming.
You said you were coming and you never came.
I'm sorry. I was gonna come later and then I just didn't want to leave. So I ghosted you guys, but I was having fun. No one was ridiculing me. No one was giving me any heat.
How could you have gotten ridiculed?
We were all rooting for the Seahawks. We were all rooting for the Seahawks.
No, that's not true. There's a lot of people I know that were rooting for the Patriots.
Well, I wasn't. I had more money on the game than anyone else.
I don't think anyone was going for the
Patriots.
Not
that.
Did you feel like anyone was going for the Patriots over there?
I feel like a lot of people I knew were going for the Patriots.
I was more of cheering for like a good game.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like the thing is, like, as a fan, right? Like, I think it's a general fan. If I wasn't a Seahawks fan or a Patriots fan, I would have been like, yeah, this Super Bowl wasn't the funnest to watch. I mean, unless like, you're Jordan, you got money on the game, then it's exciting when you're winning money. But it's like, for me, like, I enjoyed watching the defense just dominate. Like, I think that was fun for me to watch, like, to watch a 3-and-out stall out, to see sacks, all these different plays, all defensively was fun. I think the offense of the Seahawks, wasn't the best, and it could have been better. But I mean, then it just would have turned into Super Bowl 49 again, so it's like, or 48. I don't even know which one it was, but it's like, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I don't care how my team wins in the Super Bowl. If they win the Super Bowl, I don't care.
Oh, yeah. From your standpoint,
I don't even care if it's a good game. Like, I mean, sure, a good game would have been fun to do, but then all I would have heard is like, oh, they squeaked by it. This was like, no doubt the Seahawks are the best football team in the NFL. Like, I think they beat any other team they play in that spot.
What's up, Country Woods? And what's I don't know who, Eileen Garcia in the house. Jordan, how was my pulled pork? I felt like, I did have a little bit of a flare up, and I felt like it wasn't as moist as I would have liked it to maybe be. So
it was solid for sure.
It get better. Yeah, it's perfect. We had the Muddy Buddies. We had it all there. So,
talking about the Bad Bunny halftime performance, I did not watch that.
Yeah, it seems like it was a. Seems like, I don't know, what is the
thought
TV?
It was the lowest watched in like recent history. I don't know. Is that true or not?
Is that the Neeson report? Neeson report, it was like the lowest it's been, like fourth lowest of all time on the. Is it Neeson report, Jordan? Is that what it's called?
Nielsen.
Okay. So we do have a fan question, guys. So you want me to play that? There's a little bit of off-season chatter here. Fantasy Dad back from I don't know what you would say. It's not the grave, but he sent in a video. If you guys have videos you want us to send, you can email us at TFFdudes. And if it's appropriate,
make sure I was just saying, make sure it's appropriate.
If it's appropriate, like, I will proof view these videos. I hope it's loud enough.
If you want to send inappropriate videos to Trent and he has to watch those, you can do that. Just for fun.
Yeah, they just won't come live on the show. So, like, yeah,
that's true.
So, yeah, so do whatever you want. Yeah, user, I don't know how to say that name. Yeah, I agree with you. What do we got here? So we got a little fantasy dad here in the house.
What's up, my dudes? Hopefully you had a great season. I got a question for you. Now that the Super Bowl's over and the 2025-26 season is behind us, what are your best tips heading into the offseason for people who may be new to fantasy football or just people who play it looking to improve? What are your tips for people to work on, to improve for next season during the off season? All right, my dudes, hope you had a great Super Bowl Sunday. I'll catch you soon.
Okay, so I heard kids in the background. I didn't hear that the first time. I thought my kids were here in this room. Like, I was looking around. I was kind of like, no problem with that at all. I just was kind of worried that my kids like snuck out of the house and got back here. But guys, what are you doing off-season wise? I know what I do. And maybe it's too soon for that right now. I would say best ball drafts is the best thing you could do. Can we agree with that? Is that what you guys would say?
I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I would agree.
Probably a little.
You definitely will learn other people's strategy as well. Like, and you can see what you'd like, what works, what people tend to do. But I will say the thing about best ball draft is you're drafting with people who most likely draft a lot. So the way they draft is going to be different than the way you draft in a league with just your friends, even though it might be like a little more, it might be a serious friend league, but it's still not going to be similar to people who draft all the time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think best draft or best ball is the easiest. It just kind of gives you a feel for where guys are falling, where they're going. Best ball is, I would say, is the best thing. Mock drafts are okay, but I really don't like doing mock drafts with people I'm in leagues with. I don't want them to know, if that makes sense. Like,
I think mock drafts are almost like the dinosaur at this point. I think they're not. They don't mean anything. Like,
I don't think a lot of
kind of
people
useless.
do them.
Yeah, they were a big deal like 10 years ago before best ball was a thing, right?
I will say though, I know some guys that I do in leagues with who listen to this podcast, and they will take your advice, and they will draft based on, by, the guys that you say are like, hey, maybe take a flyer on this guy, I mean, I had a buddy that I am in a league with, and he drafted 3 of the guys that I wanted to take in that league just because I said, I think these are good flyers. Didn't work out well for either of us, but still.
Better them than you, Seth. So, and follow the news, obviously, check some headlines. Maybe don't fall too much for those, that training camp news. I feel like that's when guys start getting into it. Like you just got to discern that a little bit. But I would say best ball drafts are the absolute best.
I think, knowing when to spend a lot of your fab money on waiver wires. Like, I think that's a hard one. It's like, I don't think you need to be overdoing transactions. And like, I think you're doing too many transactions is just dumb. But I also think you need to be strategic. And there's probably, like 3 or 4 waiver wire transactions that people are trying to spend to get a guy for a crucial part in the season. And then those are very crucial parts, understanding when to use a lot of your money and when to not just even care about it at all. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess just learning the fantasy football economy. Maybe I don't like waivers always, but I don't know how you can do that off season wise, but that's kind of just a feel.
That's true. I guess
that's
not really
how
off
that.
Season thing.
Yeah. So not to.
Well, he did say like just improving for next season. I think that's something like
there's stuff you could do, and I don't know, combine stuff, but it kind of really doesn't matter until the guys go where they go. So, guys, you ready to dive into these forgive or forget in honor of Valentine's Day? Thought we'd do a little rom-com Mount Rushmore here to wrap the show up. So, you guys have been asked for the Mount Rushmores. Season's officially over. Thought we should jump back into it there. So, guys, give us a like, give us a sub. Remember, don't be rude. Share the dude. So for Valentine's Day, we have our forgive or forget. So these are guys we're either forgiving and we're willing to draft them again next year, or we're absolutely forgetting them, not adding them on our team. So to this segment, forgive or forget, is brought to you by our new sponsors, Tinder. Swipe right or swipe. I'm just kidding. We do not have Tinder as a sponsor here, but I thought we could do a little swipe right, swipe left. I don't even know what those are. I think I was married before the whole Tinder game actually happened. So I don't really know that. I thought about going swipe right, left. Thought forgive or forget was better. So maybe I'm just like talking about stuff I shouldn't be talking about. But Seth, you want to read these for us? I got a Fantasy Life opened up right now, and I'll say what they finished as this year fantasy wise. To joke about having sponsors, like, is that anything that's like illegal or like, would that make people mad? Like I came forward and said that it wasn't actually a sponsor, so I don't think that should be an issue.
It's fine.
Okay, all right. So perfect. Seth, you want to go with it?
Yeah, we'll start with our QBs. We have Lamar Jackson, Brock Purdy, and Jordan Love. Who are we going to forgive and who are we going to forget out of these 3 QBs? Trent, you want to start off with Lamar here?
Man.
For me, I feel like I'll just go, at least for me, on Lamar. I think it's a forgive there.
But what do we think his ADP is? Do you think it bounces up again, or do you think it's a nice little fallback here?
I think it's the same. I think it's a little bit of a fallback, but still top 5.
Because he was going was he going 3 Jordan ADP for quarterbacks? I feel like he was like QB3. It was like Josh Allen, Lamar, right? Maybe 2.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Like 2 or 3.
Let me try to find that up. I think I'm for. If that ADP falls, that makes it better. I think I'm gonna. New coach. How do we like the coach here? Offensive, it's a defensive minded coach, correct? From the Chargers. Am I thinking of the right guy?
Yeah.
Still getting this all together. So Lamar was QB2 last year in best ball before Jaden Daniels is probably a guy that should have been on this list. I just thought that was too obvious where I figured everyone would forgive him. Right. I think I'm going to forgive Lamar because I think the ADP will be nice. I think he'll be like QB5. I think he falls back a little bit. I don't know. Who do you think gets drafted ahead of him though, Jordan?
Just kind of looking at him, just pulling up. May could get drafted ahead of him. The problem is that there's no quarterbacks that will get drafted ahead of him. It's going to be Josh Allen. It's going to be Lamar, May, Burrow, Daniels. Mahomes is coming off an ACL. Dak Prescott just sucks. I
think Prescott's ADP will be really nice, but I don't see him going ahead of him, like you said.
Yeah, I don't think it goes anywhere. I think his ADP is 2 or 3.
You don't think Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams?
Yeah,
goes ahead
but
of him,
he's not gonna rise. He's not gonna rise. Not that much.
So your top 8 fantasy QBs this year: Josh Allen, Drake May, Matt Stafford at 3, Trevor Lawrence at 4, Caleb Williams at 5, Bo Nix at 6, Dak at 7, Hurts at 8, Goff at 9, Herbert at 10. Didn't realize Herbert squeezed in there at 10. I always forget that there. Then I'm probably going to forget. I don't know if I want to go with him at QB2. I think I'd rather wait and get somebody else, unless you can just assure me he's going to run a lot more. I'll
forgive, but I probably
him.
won't draft.
Yeah, I'm forgiving. On the other 2 quarterbacks, on Brock Purdy, I'm just not a Purdy guy, and I'm not really a love. I was a love guy.
It's a forget for both those guys for me.
Yeah, for me, I don't need to. Unless, again, Trent and I, we have this argument, all right? Trent's the guy who says he's never going to draft someone and won't draft him no matter what. Me, I'll draft anyone in the right spot. So, but for the most part, I'm probably not going to draft. I would say I'm more likely to draft Jordan Love than Brock Purdy. I will say that, in best ball stacks. I think Purdy's always over. I think he always gets overdrafted. I think Love, there's always a little bit more value. People love Brock Purdy. For whatever reason, they love him.
Yeah.
But I will say there's a decent chance that I don't really have a lot of them. But it's still early.
So
the problem with the Jordan Love stuff is that, when we're talking a best ball format, it's hard to stack them. Tucker Kraft coming off the ACL would be the obvious one, but even Purdy might be hard to stack too. So I don't know.
Yeah. When I'm talking probably more redraft right now.
Well, but I guess for me, it's all encompassing, right? Because you just talked about how best ball is your favorite tool to get better for redraft. So
yeah,
it's all the same stuff. So let's be honest, people who are listening to this right now are probably people who are going to be playing best ball. So for being honest,
Brock Purdy was QB 11 this past season. He
on
finished
total points or a points per game?
Drafted off the board. He was QB 11. So that's not terrible, but he finished QB 22, which isn't good. But Brock Purdy missed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games, which is a lot. But his last couple games, so from where I'm wondering if you go to these drafts and guys look at it and they're like, Brock Purdy finished QB 24. I'm not taking Brock Purdy. But if you were watching during playoffs, what week is this here? So week 15, he finished QB 3. Week 16, QB 1. Week 17, QB 1. So it's if you had him on your championship, you might take him again. But, to wrap up the season with 3 top 3 performances and 2 of those being top 1, that could be a really nice ADP for a guy that most people who drafted him last year are going to be like, Brock Purdy was awful. Whereas if you look at it, you're like, he didn't play any games. So he finished so strong that I'm like, maybe Brock Purdy in, the 10th round is really nice. You would think the wide receivers get better, right? CMC maybe, was used a little too much this year to do good again next year, but we also don't know what the Kittle, right? Kittle might be out all season.
Yeah, no, I know. There's a lot of
it's going to depend what they do in the draft. And the other thing is Purdy didn't even have – this was a rebuilding year for the 49ers.
Well, here's the thing with Purdy, though. maybe there is a world where you can get Purdy cheap. Like you do Purdy,
Mhm.
and then in a best ball format, you can stack them with like a Jake Tongs and a Ricky Pearsall. You know, like
Yeah.
I don't know. There might be something to it though.
So
But
that yeah.
in redraft, there's no way I'm
Okay.
having Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, or Lamar Jackson on my teams probably.
Yeah. Purdy, I think at the right spot. I think I would. So I'm
He
going for
always
give
gets
on Purdy.
overdrafted though.
He
Everyone
does,
loves
but-
Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll let
Yeah,
someone
I
else take him probably
But
early.
okay, here's the problem, Trent. Though, like okay, are you taking Brock Purdy or Jackson Dart?
Man, I think I would go Dart because Dart has neighbors, but I feel like Dart's going to probably go a lot earlier than Purdy, right?
Brock Purdy or no? I'm looking at someone. This is someone on Yahoo.com. Justin Boone.
Okay.
He has Dart at 8, Purdy at 9. Okay, you taking Caleb Williams or Brock Purdy?
I would take Caleb.
Okay, you taking Jalen Hurts or Brock Purdy?
I think I'd probably go Brock just because it's so much later. I don't see me.
Well, that's
taking-
7 and 9. That he has him at 7. He has Purdy at 9.
I feel like
Trevor
I feel
Lawrence
like
or Brock
Hurts is
Purdy?
probably 4. I would probably wait for Brock. I'd probably wait.
Trevor Lawrence or
Okay.
Brock Purdy?
I think I'd wait for Brock.
Against Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. I think
He has
so.
Trevor Lawrence ranked at number 11 and Brock Purdy at 9.
Okay. So
Dak or Purdy?
I would take Dak over Purdy.
And what's your final? If Lawrence and Purdy are going in the same spot, who are you taking?
I would probably take Brock.
Interesting.
I think I'd
Mahomes
take
or Brock?
Is Mahomes going to play week 1? As of
Let's
right now,
say-
I'd be
let's say
Brock.
Mahomes
Right now, I'd
playing
say
week 1.
Brock.
Mahomes
I think
said
if
his goal
Mahomes
is
is
to play week 1.
if Mahomes plays week 1, I think he's probably QB5.
Bo Nix or Brock?
I'd probably go Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Bo Nix.
I
on
just
the bounce back.
yeah.
Seth,
what
what
I'm
are
saying,
you?
like-
Trevor Lawrence or Brock, Seth? But see, Seth hates the 49ers, so that's
I'm
probably
going
like
Trevor Lawrence.
okay.
You know why it's Trevor Lawrence, Trent? It's because his rushing upside was so much higher this past year than it's ever been, and I don't think that changes.
And Thomas should be better.
Yeah, I don't think that matters, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, it matters from a team's point. I don't know if it matters from a fantasy point for Trevor Lawrence, but
And then Jordan Love, I think I am forget on Jordan Love. It's too much of a weird roller coaster. Like just looking at his finishes, where did he finish?
I just don't know how I feel about the Packers.
Yeah. He finished his QB 16 and his final. So week 15, QB 31, 14, QB 20, and 13, QB 10. Just didn't finish super strong. And it doesn't seem like he's very consistent looking at what he has. I don't know is anyone in the chat kind of thinking like Trevor Lawrence or Brock Purdy? Like, let us know if you're in the chat on the comments there. So with anything we say. Seth, what do we have for? I think that's quarterbacks there. I don't know if we need to dive into that anymore. Like running back, Seth, what do we got?
Running backs. We have Saquon Barkley, David Montgomery, and Alvin Kamara. I think Saquon's easy. I think you have to forgive. I think it's easy. The Eagles obviously did not have a very good year compared to last year. But I think you have to, like, it's hard to be a consistent guy and have an insane season after having a crazy season. So it's like, it's hard having that back-to-back in a row, right? It's kind of like a CMC thing. Obviously Saquon wasn't hurt, but teams figured out, that they just stop the run and the Eagles kind of just fall apart. But I think the Eagles, they're a good team. They have a good core group of players. They're going to figure out how to get better. And I think that includes just improving their run game. So I'm going to forgive, with a good line. And if he's healthy, he's going to be a top 3 running back. That's just the truth. So I'm forgiving easily on that one.
Saquon just turned 29. He was QB3 off the boards this year in best ball, finished as RB 15. I think you got to go forgive. and I think it's bounced back, and I think the ADP will be a lot nicer.
Yeah, I gotta forgive on Saquon. I'm just looking at like his numbers this year compared to the previous year. Like he still had a good year, like on the surface. Like he still had 280 carries. That was his third most of his career. He had 1,140 yards. He had 7 touchdowns. Like it was 7 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 receiving touchdowns. It looks like. He had about the same amount of catches this past year and yards as he had the last 3 years. Like he just didn't get the touches like he did. So I'm forgive Saquon, and I'll go ahead and go the other two because I think we all touched on Saquon. I am a heavy forget on David Montgomery and Alvin Kamara. David Montgomery might have been one of the things I got the most wrong last year. I think I was pretty correct on Alvin Kamara. I didn't like him at all. And then like it's the Gibbs show in Detroit now. Like, yeah, Montgomery's gonna get his touchdowns and stuff, but this is the Gibbs show now in Detroit. So I'm out on Montgomery and I'm out on Kamara going forward. I'll back in on Saquon just if the ADP's right, if the spot's right.
Yeah, Montgomery finished. So looking at Montgomery here, I'm out on Montgomery too. Like he's too. Gibbs is too good. David Montgomery finished above RB10 once, and that was week 3. He finished above RB15, later that year, but 2 other times. But yeah, mostly like RB30, RB29, RB46. Like it just, the wheels definitely are falling off. Or I don't know if they're falling off or if it's just like Gibbs is that much better that they just can't not give him the ball. I know a lot of Lions fans on X were always saying like Montgomery's getting the ball too much. And it's like, maybe he's just a goal line type guy, but Gibbs just looks so much better now.
He's a stud.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not drafting David Montgomery. I made that mistake this year.
Yeah, like the only reason I would do it is if it's late and you have Gibbs. That's the only reason I could say is a handcuff.
You won't get him late.
Yeah, I think he still goes up. You still have those older guys in your league that remember him from a few years ago and probably take him in the 8th round, just because there's some kind of something there. But running backs, I think, are pretty straightforward. Kamara's too old. Like I'm going outside of, I'm forgiving Saquon and I'm forgetting Montgomery and Kamara. What do we got here from Penelope, Seth? Is that some kind of code that I don't know? Can you put that up there?
Super Bowl of cereal? I don't know. I think we're just hitting some algorithm. I don't know.
It's that time of year, Trent. It's that time of year. It's
yeah.
This.
Yeah, and then Faye, what's that one say?
Up?
Said, yeah. What's up? Yeah. Give us the like.
What's
give
up?
us the sub, and let us know, guys, what you think with what we're saying, and anything else there. Oh, not afraid. Seth, wide receivers.
Wide receivers. Okay, here we go. We got 4. We got Jalen Waddle, Ladd McConkey, DJ Moore, and Marvin Harrison. This one is interesting. Honestly, I don't want any of them, to be honest.
So, boy, what's that? Boy 11. We are doing forgive or forget. We're on wide receivers right now. So Seth just read them up, and then Captain Moistbeard says, "Look at your hat, Trent. What did you expect?" Yeah, I get the donut hat on. So, I think you got to forgive Waddle, right? We don't know if Hill's coming back, or I'm assuming Hill comes back.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Trent, we don't know who the quarterback is.
You don't think Quinn can get it done?
Quinn Ewers is not going to be their starting quarterback.
You think? Who do you think it is? Malik Willis? Like, what are we thinking here?
Or a draft? They're going to draft someone?
Man, what is Miami's draft pick? I don't know if there's anyone that's like you want to throw in there. You know what? I have been the Jalen Waddle hater, president of the hate club. I got to go forget. I've kind of promised myself I can't do it again. It's so terrible having him. Unless
and
they
he's hurt all the time, Trent.
Yeah,
he's literally hurt all the time.
I can't. Thank you, Captain. putting me in check there. It's
Yeah,
I
I just
appreciate
don't.
that.
There's a lot of QB. I don't know. A lot of
I am yeah.
question marks.
I'm forget on DJ Moore. I think it is
Well,
Rome's
he's
time.
not going to be a Bear. He's not going to be a Bear next season. So I think that also plays. There's a little bit of uncertainty with where he'll be at next year.
Is he a free agent?
They're going to trade him.
Okay. So I'm forget on DJ Moore. I'm forgive on Lad McConkey. I'm always a sucker for the Chargers guys. If their offensive line can stay healthy, I think Lad could be. It's just as Lad going to be is that ADP just going to shoot up to the top again, and that's Fayman Moten's favorite player there. And then Marvin Harrison. We don't know who the quarterback is, but I think you have to out of the guys on this
His
list.
ADP is going to be the lowest it's been in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it might be worth
like,
taking a risk, but it's just McBride's show, man. It just
Well, here's the thing, and maybe McBride defeats this argument I have here. But out of everyone on this list, Marvin Harrison is the only guy that maybe could be the top 5 fantasy wide receiver next year. No one else on this list has that kind of upside. That's all I'm saying there. Marvin Harrison, is he going to be a top 5 wide receiver? I don't think so. But out of upside of everyone between Jalen Waddle, Lad McConkey, DJ Moore, Marvin Harrison's the guy on there that you're if he was a top 5 fantasy receiver, you would be he has the upside. He's the guy that we've kind of talked about. So
I could argue. Sorry, I'm reading the chat.
Section's getting wild.
I could argue that Lad McConkey has that upside, Trent.
You think, yeah, PPR.
Here's the thing. I think the biggest guy that I like the most. So I'll just go through real quick, rapid fire on what I like. I'm forgetting Jalen Waddle. I'm forgetting DJ Moore. I am cautiously forgiving Marvin Harrison, but I am full. I think the Mike McDaniel to the San Diego, I think that could be really, really good for Lad McConkey. I think Lad McConkey is a guy that I think fits the style that Mike McDaniel plays. There were some good years for Jalen Waddle, and I think Lad McConkey is kind of a version of Jalen Waddle. I think Herbert's a better quarterback than I think Mike McDaniel's had the last few years in Miami. So I like Lad McConkey quite a bit, and maybe doesn't have top 5 upside, but I think his upside is right there. So 2 years ago, his rookie year, we saw some heavy PPR upside with Lad. So, obviously Quentin took a jump, but I don't think Keenan Allen's not going to be there anymore. Keenan Allen won't be a thing. I think that really, especially Keenan Allen early, I think really hurt Lad. I don't think Lad ever really got going, So I think that
Johnson
core of
early too.
Yeah, no, but Quentin Johnson's going to be a thing though. But Keenan Allen won't be there anymore. So Gadsden, Lad, Quentin Johnston, Trey Harris, I know is still there. So maybe that. But I like Lad. I think Trey Harris eats into Quentin next year more than anybody else. So I like Lad quite a bit next year.
Allen.
They're gonna spread the football around a little bit.
Yeah, Keenan Allen finished at wide receiver 28. Lad McConkey finished at wide receiver 29. So Captain Moistbeard coming out here saying Lad is a dog. And then he's saying, Seth, I can't believe you have to deal with these
Georgia
guys.
Bulldog. Yeah, I know. Captain Moistbeard, it's true.
And then other guys on this list here. What do we got here? I think we went through them all there. Seth, what did you give your take there? So
yeah, it's interesting with Waddle. I think you have a point. I'm just gonna stay away everything Dolphins for now. Maybe besides Achane. Honky, I do think Jordan has a good point about that. DJ Moore, kind of excited about it, but also I think it's a young guy's show. It's going to start to show up there the next few years. And Marvin Harrison, I think that's a wait and see approach, but I do think the value is going to be kind of nice to take maybe as your second or third receiver if you can stretch that. I don't know if it's going to get to that point, but I think it might be a good shot if it works out, but we need to find out who the quarterback is first.
Yep. All right. Well, guys, that's been our Palentine's Day. I know Seth loves it when I say Palentine's Day edition of Forgive or Forget. Had some good names there, guys. Keep them coming, feeding the comments now. Kind of what the stuff people are wishing for, It's not cereal, but we got Mount Rushmore for rom-coms. I know this is one of Jordan's favorites usually.
I'm actually
Seth,
not a rom-com guy.
You're more of just more of a. See, I did this trying to help.
He's just
you,
more of a
Jordan.
rom.
Yeah, the rom-coms I struggle with
dog.
a little bit. I'm not a comedy guy, Trent. So
I know, but sometimes you kind of surprise me with some of the stuff you say. Like you said, you're a Will Ferrell guy, so it's like, so there are some. Sometimes you surprise me with that. So I kind of have what I have here, Seth. Do you have any, Seth? Like just lay them on me real quick, Seth. Like something you got. I can go first if you want.
Go ahead and go first, Trent, because I have a few, but I don't have my last one or two. So keep going.
I kind of struggle with this because it's not something I watch a ton, Jordan. I watch even less romances. So yeah, Captain says Notting Hill right there, Seth, for you. And I don't
know what that is.
That's not a bit that Jordan. I actually think you would like Notting Hill. When is that made? Is that like early 2000s, late 90s? Like, have you seen that, Seth?
No, I don't think so.
I've seen it once. It was not bad. Captain helping out with Love Actually. So what I got is 50 First Dates. I think I've said that one on here before. I think that's a good one. The brother kind of reminds me of Seth. If you saw Seth run at lunch, they kind of wear the same workout gear. High shirts, short shorts. Princess Bride. I think you got to throw that on the list. Maybe that's too much of a comedy and not a rom-com. Groundhog Day. He, same day over and over again. Bill Murray decides, he uses it to his advantage to find out how to fall in love with this girl. I really like Groundhog Day. Very reoccurring. I think that's a classic. And then Jerry Maguire, kind of a sports rom-com there that I like. I like the sports agent side of it. And so, yeah, 50 First Dates, Princess Bride, Groundhog Day, and Jerry Maguire. Captain, why are you saying bro? Like, what I mess up with right there? Seth, you want to take it from here? Jordan, what are you guys thinking? Is there anything that I just totally missed?
Yeah,
I don't think Billy Madison's a rom-com. I think 50 First Dates is though.
Yeah, I think that's a good one too. I'm glad you said Princess Bride because that's the one I'm gonna do as well. That's just a great classic movie. Crazy Stupid Love. I like that one. I'm bringing that one back up because I just watched that like 2 nights ago.
Love Simon.
That one's good. One that I've watched a few times, 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a good one. Man, this fourth one is hard for me because I don't watch a lot of rom-coms, but I do. I'm trying to think of one I've actually watched recently. This one's okay. It's not like
Shrek.
No, Crazy Rich Asians. Like that one's kind of funny, but also I feel like it's a little overdone, a little bit. Kind of too recent. But
You've Got Mail is probably. You've Got Mail is a classic. Seth, you're a Seahawks fan. You haven't seen like Sleepless in Seattle or something. Like that's kind of on brand. I don't think
I have seen that one actually.
It's an old school one. You've Got Mail that is a classic.
Crazy Stupid Love is a really good one though. Like,
I like Stupid Love.
The ending is just amazing.
I almost put that on there. She's the Man, or he? Yeah, that's the soccer one. You like that one, Seth?
She's the Man's a good one too. Man, I'm trying to find a good list here and find some more. This one has Crazy Stupid Love at the very top.
Fever Pitch. You have to throw Fever Pitch on there, Seth. Fever Pitch is a classic. I would put Fever Pitch on there over Princess Bride, I think. Tell me you've seen Fever Pitch, Seth.
I don't know. This one has
Watch
Crazy
that this
I don't think I've seen that one.
You got to watch that this weekend.
3 on this one.
Seth, you got to pull this together here, man. I'm going Fever Pitch over.
That's another one. I haven't seen that one. That's one I've seen.
Yeah, Cinderella Story with Hilary Duff.
All right, Trent, you want me to go?
Seth. Yeah, Seth is. I don't know if Seth's giving his. I don't know if Seth's just reading out loud or if he
No,
actually has
I'm
a
good.
list.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
What did you go with?
I'll just go.
I didn't know this was that hard. I am so sorry. Like I kind of.
Oh, I'll go do the proposal.
Trent, you
That's a
watch
good one.
way more.
That's the one I've watched in the last 3 months.
No, I don't know the last time I watched a rom-com, Jordan. I don't really watch movies at all.
You watch more movies than you think. I think you watch more. You used to watch a lot of movies, Trent.
Yeah, I watch a lot of
And I think
Plus movies.
I think you remember movies a lot better than the normal person.
I think that's fair to say there, yeah.
Like I don't watch movies. I think that's what I watch TV shows. And I think you watch way more movies than you think. I think you watch more movies and you don't realize that's more than what the average person watches, I think. I think a lot of people watch a lot more TV shows now, and you watch older movies still. Like you'll go back and watch older movies, and I think you remember movies really well too. I think that's also like something
that's fair. Yeah, most movies I watch now are not on. They are all on Disney Plus now. Like I watched Bambi 2 before we got on here, so it's like I don't know.
Hey,
what
The Wire is a good show, Moistbeard. The Wire's good. I didn't realize I didn't watch that for the first time this past summer. One of my players actually told me about that. The Wire was great. Okay, you ready for mine, Trent?
Yeah.
Okay, I got Pretty Woman. I don't even know if you guys have seen Pretty Woman.
It's been a very long time. Like I'm thinking like 2002.
Yeah, Pretty Woman.
I don't remember it well.
Princess Bride. I actually just watched that one not too long ago. Princess Bride.
Jordan, you like
it's such a classic.
I'm surprised you saw that. You're telling me I'm watching old ones like Princess Bride.
I watched it in man, where I watched it in a class. Teacher had us play Princess Bride. And then Big Fat Greek Wedding.
That's a classic. That
was the
first mention.
That might be the first rom-com I ever watched as a kid. Like Big Fat Greek Wedding. And then I'm gonna go How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's a good one too.
Okay. I'm surprised there was no
13 going on 30 was honorable mention for me.
I think so. We usually do this one around Valentine's Day every year. Like I don't know, like Seth, I would have struggled more with like just
Valentine's Day is on the Super Bowl next year, just so everyone's aware.
Yeah, we got to bring that up again too. So make the plans now.
Moistbeard, you're right. Season 2 is no good, but season 1 of The Wire is amazing.
Yeah, right. Like I don't mind that right there. Like let's get wild with it. Go Pride and Prejudice. Like I'm surprised no one said that on here. Like Seth, you read every other
Pride and Prejudice
like,
is not a comedy.
Abel Jacobson said go Browns. So that's nice to have. Yeah, we like the Browns here. So give us that sub. I don't know I don't know if there's anything else. There's nothing, guys, that's like been trending, since we got on here. So I think, a little bit of a shorter show. Not sure what we'll have next week, but we'll have something. If there's anything you guys want us to cover in future episodes here on this off season, let us know in the comments, kind of let you guys see where you can take us. Free agencies coming up, drafts coming up. I think we can kind of wrap this thing up, right? Anything else you guys want to say?
No, I think we're good.
Seth?
Go Hawks, baby. Coming for year 2. Let's go. Give me 2 in a row.
I don't know if I can handle Seth getting more than 2 in a row. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. And as always, take care.
See ya.